Boomhauer69 here, and today Boomhauer is going to show what I would use in an emergency situation where I was with a group of people out hiking and I basically got lost. I just came up with this, video after doing the video about how to purify water and stuff. I happened to think about this and I thought I would give my thought idea of what I would do if I was in a situation where I got lost out in the wilderness. Say I was hiking with a group of friends or family members or some sort of party and I got lost out in the wilderness and I needed to be found. These are the things right here I would use to find my way back or to have a search party find me. So what I would simply do is, first of all, this here is what they call, is a Sportner land compass. I think this cost around $20 if I remember right. I got it off of Amazon. It had pretty good Amazon reviews. It's a basic what they call land compass, but I know it works because I've used it a lot. Because when I'm out walking on the nature trail, just to make sure that this compass works, I will point it in the direction I'm heading in, because the nature trails that I walk a lot, they go west to east. And usually I'm always walking east, so I know which way is east, and I always, every so often, I will point this compass east to make sure that I know it's fully working right. Right now, pointing this at the camera, it is pointing north, which that is north, and that's south, west, and east. So I know this compass works. This was on Amazon, about a $20 some compass, and I'll put the Amazon link in the description where you can buy this. This is something that I came across, and I saw that it had pretty good Amazon reviews, and I took a chance on buying it. And are there way better compasses out there? Yes, there's probably better compasses out there than this. Again, this is just kind of a basic land compass, and I always keep the little booklet and bubble wrap it came with. And it also comes with one of these little cases that you can strap to your belt if you want to. And it also has a lanyard where you can wear it around your neck as a necklace too. And that's the first thing I would do if I got lost from a group. Say I was out with a group of people and I got lost. The first thing I would do is get out of my survival pack and look for this to help me find my way back. So if I knew that where we parked our vehicle at, or where basically home base was, if that was northeast, southwest, I would try to look at northeast. And then another thing I keep in my pack too that I would use if I needed to be found was simply a notebook. Now this is just a padded notebook where you can easily just jot down notes and stuff. This I bought at Dollar Tree. It was only $1. It's a cheapy Dollar Tree one. Now they do make actual survival style notepads that are waterproof, where you can be in the rain and write something and hang and tear a piece out and hang it up, and the message won't get ruined in the rain. Now what I would do in a survival situation is I would take my compass and I'd find a nearby tree, and I would put my back up against that tree and I would point this compass in the direction I was facing straight ahead. So in an emergency situation where I knew there was a search party out looking for me, say the group of friends or family I was with noticed that I was missing and they was looking for me, I would simply put my back up against the tree. I would take my compass and I look at it and I look straight ahead and see what direction I was in. So right now, this compass says I'm facing north. So what I would do is I would write a message saying, hey, I'm north, I'm heading north. I was at this tree heading north. So for example, say this window behind me was the tree and my back was up against it, like this, and I'm looking north, I would write down north and I'd write down my message, rip it off, stick it to the tree so people would be able to find me. I'd write down a message I would be wearing. I'd be writing down a description of what clothes I was wearing in case they didn't know what I was wearing at the time and stuff, and explaining what I have. Like, this here is an emergency whistle. I would let them know that I have an emergency whistle on me so they can pay attention to the sounds around them. Because this is another thing I'd have. This here has a lanyard as well where you can wear it at your neck. This is a Stanport brand whistle. I had another whistle, but I gave that away and I bought this instead. And this is a Stanport whistle, the company that makes camping supplies, Stanport. And this is just a regular emergency cheap whistle. I was in a hardware store, a home improvement store called Menards. I was in there a long time ago, and I saw this in there, and I bought this. And it's just a nice emergency whistle. It also has a compass on it, which I would use this as my secondary compass. It has here a little ferro rod striker, that little striker pad to strike matches. I never use this, and I don't think it actually works. I think it's just a fake gimmick, I guess you'd call it, that they put on there to trick you. And then the whistle part. And this also has a lanyard on it. One thing you could do is, this is just cheap cordage that you can use to wear it around your neck. One thing you could do is, this is kind of how big the hole is. If you have the right kind of string, you could probably get some like bank line. What I would do is, since this hole here that they loop the cordage around, what I would do is replace this with some nice 32 bank line. So that way, if you have a survival blanket tarp with you, or like I would have, here's another thing I would have, is this emergency Mylar blanket, and if this was the only thing I have, I could have some bank line to help make like a ridge line or something and try to fashion maybe some cordage to anchor something down. So I think about in the near future getting some of that number 32 bank line and replace this with some good, more stouter cordage, so that way I could wear this as a lanyard around my neck and have some cordage to help fashion, shelter or whatever the case may be. Now, the neat thing about this Stanport whistle is it has this little rubber seal, and it has a storage compartment where you can store stuff inside. And it's got a little waterproof seal, so when you drop it in the water, if you drop this in the water, whatever you have won't get wet inside. And it also has a signaling mirror. And so what I would do is, in a survival situation, I would use this to signal aircraft. If I heard a helicopter nearby and I knew a search and rescue team was looking for me and they had an aircraft in the air, like a helicopter or something looking for me, I could use this to grab their attention as well. So it has a little basic cheapy signal mirror, and it actually has a working compass. The compass does work, so I would use this as a secondary one. This would be my main compass. If this got broken or I couldn't find it, then I would use this as my backup secondary. Now, what I have inside here is just a little fishing kit and a few matches to get a fire going. You could probably fit maybe a small Bic lighter in here if you wanted to, but I just got some basic little matches, like you can see right there, some of those little El Cheapo weatherproof matches. They have those cheapy Caulklins, I think I'm pronouncing that right. They're the company that's green, and they have the green and red logo Caulklins. Walmart used to sell them a lot. And then I also have some fishing hook and some small fishing gear in here, so if I'm near water, I can try to catch a fish with it. Or, if you know how to do it, you can also use fishing hooks to catch other animals if you know how to do it. And again, they have this little round rubber gasket right there, so that way you don't got to worry about water getting inside the container and ruining whatever you have inside. You can put all kinds of things in here, but again, I just put a fishing kit and a few matches. along with a little match striker pad so I can strike the matches. And this is what I would also use to grab attention, because in a survival situation, you don't want to be yelling at the top of your lungs, because you're gonna obviously wear yourself out and stuff. And they recommend always ways to have a whistle with you, because that's gonna save you a lot of energy by just blowing on the whistle to grab people's attention. And that's what I do, Again, I would be in the notepad letting the search and rescue team know this is what I have on me. Let them know, hey, I got an emergency whistle. Listen for my call, and I'll do my best at blowing the whistle. I'd let them know that. And then also, I have this right here. This is a solo. I bought this at a camping store. You can get these on Amazon as well. And I'll put an Amazon link for this as well. But this is the solo, the SOL Survival Outdoor Lounge Emergency Blanket. There's all the information on the back. And what I would do in an emergency situation where I needed to be found, this is orange on one side, and then it's also reflected on the other side. And one thing you could do with this, you can also use this as a signaling device, shake it, unfold it, shake it, and the reflected side would hit the sunlight would beam on it and make a reflection so people could see you. I would do that, but probably what I would most likely do with this is I would tie it around my neck like a cape. So when I'm walking around, people would see the bright reflective orange and they would see somebody walking. And again, I would jot that down, say, hey, I have a Mylar orange survival blanket. I'll be wearing that as like a vampire cape. I'd let them know I'm wearing it as a cape so they can look for that to find me. Again, I would be giving a description of what I was wearing, letting them know that I have this and I'm wearing this, and what direction I was going in. So every so often I'd be stopping at a tree, putting my back up against the tree, look at what direction I'm going in, writing the same message down, telling them which direction I'm going in, what I'm wearing, what I got on me, like an emergency whistle, and so they would know. And again, you could also, if you have a knife on you at the time, you could also cut this into strips and every so often mark a tree where you can cut this into strips, mark it, and use it to mark trees and stuff so people know what direction you're heading in and stuff and where you've been. But what I would do is I'd be wearing this around me as a cape too, so that way if I end up have to find myself where I'm camping out overnight and it gets cold, I can also wrap this around my body to keep warm if I needed to. Because again, this is an emergency Mylar blanket. So what you can do is at night, if you're still lost and it's dark out and you need to go to sleep, rest, I could simply pull this out, wrap it around me, use it as a blanket, cover myself up, and then when daylight comes, I could wrap it back around me as a cape and continue on to try to find my way back, or until a search party was able to find me and stuff. That's what I do. And again, this here is just something I bought at Dollar Trees, a dollar store. This is not a official survival notepad. This was just in their office supply section at the dollar store, and I got it because it's pretty compact. Now, what I might do later on, and I would definitely recommend it, is get one of those ones they actually have for emergency survival situations, waterproof paper notepads. They do actually make those where you can write your message down and stick it in water and it won't wreck the paper or the message you wrote down. I'm definitely thinking about later on getting some of those actual survival bushcrafting emergency style weatherproof notepads, so that way it would be better that way, so I wouldn't have to worry about my message getting destroyed if I happen to be walking around in the rain and stuff. But yeah, I just mainly bought this so I have a way to write down a message, so if I get lost I can have a way to let people know which direction I'm going, what I'm wearing, and all that stuff. But yeah, that's again what I would do if I got lost out in the woods and I knew I got lost out in the woods and I had to find my way back, and I also knew that there was a search party looking for me. I would simply have this whistle with me and blow on this whistle to let people know where I'm at, so that way, and I'd be leaving notes for them, hanging them up on a tree branch and leaving notes so they could find me, and wearing this as a way so people could find me. And then I'd make sure I have my main compass. Now, what I like about this compass here, that's how the cordage is attached. So what I would do with this one, and I'm going to do it later on when I get more paracord, I'm going to take this cheap string off, and I'm going to I'm going to actually put 550 paracord. I'm going to swap this cordage out for some nice 550 paracord, because if you buy these and they come with cheap string like this one, I would highly recommend doing that, and I'm going to do that, fashion 550 paracord to this, so that way I have some sturdy paracord to use so when I gotta wear this around my neck or I need to fashion shelter, I'm going to swap this out for paracord, so that way I'd have good sturdy paracord on me to last to make shelter with. If I happen to find my situation and this is the only string I got, I want to make sure it's actually 550 paracord or something better, so that way I can use it to build shelter or whatever the case may need. Or even simply if I got to make a fishing line to try to catch any sort of wild animal if I need to eat or something, But yeah, again, this is me trying to best describe what I would do in an emergency situation if I got lost out in the wilderness and I was trying to find my way back and I knew there was a search party looking for me. This is what I would do in that situation. Again, I came up with this idea for this video when I did the boil water and I thought, well, I'll let people know what I would do in certain emergency situation. And again, I hope you found this video useful. I hope you learned something from it and gave you some ideas. I do apologize for the way my voice sounds. I'm hard of hearing, so I talk funny, but hope y'all learned something from this. And if you like this sort of video, please hit that red subscribe button down below, because that's going to definitely help Boomhauer69 out. Subscribe to his channel, because I'll do more videos probably on camping and survival situation, because I love that sort of topic, so you'll probably see more of that on this channel. So hit that red subscribe down below, hit that red thumbs up button, and comment below some things you would do in a situation if you got lost out in the wilderness for people to find you or to find your way back, because that will probably help. That will definitely help people out if they stumble upon this video and they see your comments below. So comment below your thoughts and ideas as well on this topic I talked about. I would greatly appreciate that, because you will even educate me too. So hope you all have a good day, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video from start to finish. I thank you kindly for watching it, and hope you learned something, and hope you all have a good day and enjoy the nice summer while you can.